Hi everyone, my name is Valentine Poli and this is my husband.
My name is Arya Winata.
And we are from Indonesia. So I am a computer programmer, but I will try to explain my best about Indonesia to you. So this is our flag, red and white. Very simple. So before I start, let me ask you a question. How many islands do you think Indonesia has? 1, 2?
Indonesia has 17,000 islands.
17,000 islands. So on the map, you can see we are at the southeast Asia region, and our neighboring countries are Australia, Philippines, Singapore, Malaysia, between the Indian Ocean and Pacific Ocean. So these are our main islands. This is called Sumatra, this is called Kalimantan or Borneo, and this is called Sulawesi or Celebes. This is Papua. And this is called Java. And there are other smaller islands as well, but those are the main islands. So Indonesia is the world's third most populous democracy after India and the United States. And it's also the fourth largest population after China, India, United States, right? It has 253 million people, and it's the world's largest archipelagic state, and the world's largest Muslim majority nation. I think about
80%.
80%? Okay. And it's the most heavily forested region on Earth after the Amazon, and most of the forest is located on the Kalimantan Island or Borneo. So we are going to talk about some facts and figures and landscape. We'd like to talk a little bit about the history, some landmarks and cultures, plants and animals and food, and we're going to show you how Indonesian language, or what's called Bahasa Indonesia, and give you some links if you'd like to learn more about Indonesia. So the capital of Indonesia is Jakarta, and it's located on Java Island. So let's go back to the island. So it's on Java Island, and the area, it's 1.9 million square kilometers or 742 square miles, and for comparison, it's slightly less than 3 times the size of Texas. It has, as Arya said, 17,000 islands. 922 of them are permanently inhabited, and because of the how big Indonesia is, it has, and also because it comprises of islands, it has many ethnic groups, about 700 ethnic groups. It's divided into 34 provinces, and it spans across 3 time zones. And the official language is Bahasa Indonesia, and Bahasa literally means language, so it's Indonesian language. And it also has over 300 native languages. So for example, someone like I'm from Sulawesi Island, and he's from Java Island, and if I go to visit his family in Java Island, and if they talk in their language, I would have no idea what they're talking about. But we have dialects as well, but this is
Yes.
a different language.
Mhm.
So, landscape. So, Indonesia is located what is called Ring of Fire. So, as you can see, it's a Ring of Fire is this horseshoe-shaped area around the edges of the Pacific Ocean, which 90% of all earthquakes occur. As you can see, there's so many volcanoes. Indonesia is also at the meeting point of three major plates. It's called the Pacific Plates. The Pacific Plates, and then the Eurasia Plates, and then so this is Indonesia, and then it's called the Indo-Australian Plates and the Philippine Plates. And so these plates grind against each other, so that results in a lot of earthquakes. We also have a lot of rainforests, and our ocean has a lot of coral reefs and beautiful beach, and that type of landscape. Indonesia sits on the equator. In fact, there is a city that is right on the line, on the equator line. It's called Pontianak,
Yes.
right? On Kalimantan Island. So a little bit of history. So because of the position of Indonesia, and it's also a maritime country. Well, back then it's not a country yet, but a lot of sailors and a lot of ships would cross from different parts of the world, and they would do foreign trade. And Indonesia is, or at the time, Indonesia used to be famous for the spices. So sailors from European countries would come and trade the spices, and they also would influence the local people. But before then, actually, Hinduism and Buddhism were brought from India, China, from neighboring areas around the 7th century, and then Islam
Muslim.
from Arabic countries in the 13th century, and then European influence like Portuguese and British in the 16th century. And then Indonesia was occupied by Dutch from 1600 to 1942, so about 300 years. They built what it's called Dutch East India Company, and it's a company that has strong military power. They dictates the trade. What else do they do?
So Dutch company, Dutch occupation. Since the Dutch occupation, there's a greatest big company all the time from Dutch at that time is called VOC. So when you compare it Google, VOC at that time, it's much bigger and have more assets than company right now. Statistics says that VOC at that time, I forget what the VOC means, but Google combined with Apple, combined with other big Microsoft or other big company in this century, it's still uncomparable. So
not just in Indonesia. VOC, is it only in Indonesia?
they also occupied some other countries too.
And then after that, Indonesia was occupied by the Japanese from 1942 to 1945. And then after the end of World War II, when the Japanese lost, Indonesia used that momentum to declare our independence on August 17, 1945.
So the momentum was the atomic bomb in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. At that time, there's no TV news, live coverage from that bomb happening. So what our founding fathers was heard the news from radio, I believe, BBC radio. So and then they all of a sudden, since they knew that news, they make a movement to declare Independence Day.
So our first president is called Sukarno, and then after Sukarno, Suharto, and Suharto ruled for
32 years, if I'm not mistaken.
And then after Suharto,
B.J. Habibie.
And how did Suharto
Suharto was ended by protest or by many people who think that Suharto has become dictator. So at that time they
college students, right?
Yeah, college student. Millions of college students came to Jakarta
to protest. And then his vice president took over, and then yeah.
So right now, if we, according to this date, June 18, 2019, right now it's happening protests in Hong Kong. The amount of people that protest in Indonesia and Jakarta to move over Suharto, it's about the same size. 1.3 million people.
Okay, so let's talk about landmarks. So because of the Buddhism influence, you can see here is Borobudur Temple was built in the 9th century, and it's a Buddhist temple. It has about 2 million cubic feet of stone and 27,000 square feet of stone bas relief. And so this is how it looks. The compound, and then this is, I think, around on the top, and then on the wall you can see stories of related to Buddhism. I think this particular one is about how Buddha was born, or when the mother of Buddha was pregnant with Siddhartha Gautama at the time. I think his name is before he became Buddha. So another landmarks is called Prambanan temple compounds, and it's built in the 9th century as well. And this is a Hindu temple, and this compound has over 500 temples. On this picture here, it's the main compound. So another natural landmarks, Mount Bromo in East Java. It's a volcano. And then Lake Toba in North Sumatra. And Lake Toba is a lake that is at the
Crater.
At the crater of volcano as well. And then, because I'm from Sulawesi, so I include a natural landmark also from Sulawesi. It's called Bunaken, and it's coral reef. And Raja Ampat in West Papua. Raja Ampat in West Papua is an area with beautiful beaches, beautiful, pristine
underwater biodiversity.
So let me talk about the traditional costume. So I'm including a link here. Let me try to go. So I'm including a link because we have hundreds of ethnic groups in almost every major ethnic. So 300 ethnic groups. Is it 300? Did I say that? Or but they're major ones. So let's say we have 34 provinces. Every province has their own traditional costume. So it's a lot of costumes to include here. So I found a link that show. So this is, for example, from Papua, the island that's on the far east, and then this is from Sulawesi, and then this is from another costume from Sulawesi. So it has intricate details to each of these. If you see the hairpiece for the male and female, and then the top, and then the pants, and the bottom for the women, and then they usually have what do you call this?
Scarf.
Yeah, and
No?
then
Scarf and headpiece.
Headpiece, and then they have different types of jewelries, different types of hairstyles, like you see, for example, the hat, also from the men's. So imagine like this pictures and pictures of traditional costume. Okay, let's go back to our presentation. So, although we have so many traditional costumes, we have we have two. But this one of the main national costumes that we have is called batik, and we're wearing batik right now. So it's designated by UNESCO as oral and intangible heritage of humanity. It's made by using wax-resistant process. So it uses a pen-like wax holder to draw intricate design. So to cover selected areas of the cloth. So for example, they would draw this, and then the cloth is dipped into the dye, and then the process is repeated until you get the desired result. So you can imagine if it's using pen, a pen like wax, then it's gonna take a very long time to produce one. However, for a large scale production, they use copper stick to save time. So again, because Indonesia has a lot of regions, every region, the design varies by regions. So, for example, let me show you this as well. After
Escape.
Thank you. So this is the pen wax holder, and so this is from Cirebon. Cirebon is in Java Island.
It's a cloud motif.
A lot of this motif is using, you can see from nature, like flowers, and do they do animals as well?
They do animals for some province, such as in Bali they use a butterfly. In Papua they use birds, and also
We probably can see this. So, Kalongan is in Java, is that?
in Java, yes. Speak up.
Batik Kraton, another flower pattern. Tasik Malaya, flower again. Now this is Bali, is the one that you mentioned.
But that's not butterfly. If you can scroll down again. So this is actually I
Dragon.
believe it's not a dragon. It's a dog. And then
okay.
this is kind of eagle wings.
Okay. So yes, so that's the link where you can see more of the design. So it's mostly used by everyone, like to go to work, even the president. So this is our current president. He's wearing batik.
His name is Joko Widodo.
Joko Widodo, and then we wear it to weddings. It's like suit and tie.
Even in my office, every Friday we use batik.
Batik day.
Yeah, batik day. Well, batik day is once a year. Friday is mostly like in US they call it a casual Friday. So we wear batik and stuff. Even though if we met with counterparts from US, we still wear batiks present in their meetings too.
And there's also a national costume called kabaya. I didn't include a picture here. Kabaya also, same as batik, it varies depending on the region. And it usually has the top piece and then the other piece. It's similar to the traditional costume that we've seen earlier. Now, traditional dances. Again, every island, even within the islands, different regions will have different dance, and depending on the time when it originated from, the dance would reflect situation of that time. So for example, prehistoric time. There's tribal dance or war dance before Indonesia became a nation, when it consisted of kingdoms. Then we had war dance. So for example, this one is called Kabasaran. It's a war dance. And then there's also court dance, when Indonesia used to have kingdoms. Court dance is something that they perform for the kings and queens. And folk dance, it usually talks about the people at the time. So I put some examples here. Kecak from Bali, Jaipong from Java. Excuse me. Saman from Aceh, and Reok Ponorogo. Reok Ponorogo is an interesting one because it's one of the. Can you talk more about Reok Ponorogo?
I don't really know much about Reok Ponorogo, but it's a colossal dance. I would say consists of 40 dancers at one time, and also it has a big outfit that they put in their head. They call it reok. It's heavy. It consists of animal skins and then peacock fur.
Do you remember how
many of them? Many of peacock fur, probably like 100 or 200 of it. The weight is about 150 pounds, and that weight pressuring your neck and head.
And it's carried by one person.
By one person.
So the next thing we're going to talk about is the traditional music of Indonesia. So again, because Indonesia has a lot of regions, the musical instruments and also the music vary depending on the place. So in this example here, it's called angklung. It's bamboo tubes attached to a bamboo frame, and each bamboo frame is one note. And so if, for example, I have one one angklung that plays do, and then let's say, for example, Arya has re. If it's do, re, so I would shake it, do, and re, and then play that way.
But once you gradually know how to play angklung, you would hold 1, 2, or even 3 angklung at the same time, and you shake it according the momentum of the note.
So another example here is called gamelan, and it's an ensemble of percussion instruments that include metallophones, drums, and gongs. And gamelan is played either by itself or as a soundtrack for dance or
usually gamelan played in wedding ceremonies,
right.
Religious ceremonies, and many different, and even welcoming dance too.
And another musical instrument is called kolintang, and it's also percussion but kolintang is from bronze and wood. And so let me give you an example of how it sounds.
This is traditional instruments music from Bali. They used to play this music when you enter the hotel lobby once you arrive in Bali. They play this music for a wedding or for other ceremony. It's right, you can keep playing. No need to pause. People who ever went to Bali recognize this song.
Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is traditional houses of Indonesia, and these are the names. Long houses from Dayak, and Dayak is in which island again?
Kalimantan.
Um,
The biggest island
Gadang house
in
from,
Indonesia.
and then Gadang house from Minangkabau. Let me show you an example. So this link, Indonesia Travel Guides, provides a list of with some pictures. So this is the longhouse, and this is it's called Gadang house, and you can, if you can see, their intricate design, the roofs of the walls, and Batak house with this huge ceiling roof. And this is the house of Toraja, and this usually is where it stores the rice grains.
People call it here barn, but if you have like bigger than this, they will live inside. The small one is the one that they use as a safe for their food. This is Rumah Panggung from Jambi. Jambi is one of the provinces in Sumatra.
And Joglo house is from Java. And this is an example of a house from Bali. This is from South Sumatra. Bali mas. This is from East
East Nusa Tenggara.
Nusa. And this is from Papua. Let's go back to our presentation. So another form of art that's from Indonesia is wayang kulit. It's a leather shadow puppetry, and again, from different, it depends on different region. This is, for example, a character of the puppet from Bali, and that one from Java, and it has influence from Hindu, so it uses characters from Hindu stories.
And it also got influence from India. For instance, the story of Mahabharata and Ramayana is from India. So Hindu religion spread through Indonesia and bring the story with them.
So the performance usually runs about 4 hours.
4 hours.
4 hours, and that's where they gather the communities, the neighbors, in small. If it's in like small scale, it's like the neighbor, the community, or if it's in large scale, it would be in theaters. And usually the stories, they would have some humors to it, or some moral messages ethical moral messages. And so the director
They call it dalang.
Dalang would play these characters and against the backdrop, and then for example like a gamelan would play in the background, right?
Yeah, live gamelan music. And depending of the story, it could be 4 hours, sometimes even 6 hours. So they usually bring their own blanket because they play it late nights mostly.
Another thing is Indonesian festival. So this is Independence Day. So usually across Indonesia, people would celebrate this on August 17th. So they would play games, competitions, and this is an example of
Panjat Pinang.
Panjat Pinang. Panjat means climb. Pinang.
And Pinang is one of the plantation or palm tree. You can call it palm tree, Indonesian palm tree.
So
Pinang.
right. So what they would do is on the top they would hang prizes, but the pole they put oil.
So it's slippery.
Yeah, so it's slippery. So you would need some teamwork with other people to support you. Or actually, do they support or they challenge them and climb over
They
each other?
support each other and they what do you call
Climb over each other.
climb over each other.
Yeah, whoever
And-
can climb to the top would gain the prize.
and they divide their prize accordingly with their team. And it's not a short pole. It could be like 30 or 60 feet tall. So yeah.
Another game is this
Rice sack race.
rice sack race. So they would have to hop using this to the finish line. And then this one is rice cracker or shrimp cracker competition. So they would tie their
hand behind and then hang the crackers with a string. So you would have to finish your cracker while you hand tied behind and while the cracker swinging.
Another festival. This is, I think, a religious festival, and it's this picture is from Bali. And so although Indonesia's majority is Muslim, Bali is unique because the majority is Hindu. And in this example, these are fruits offerings, so they're parading for like a Hindu.
I think this wasn't happening at Galungan.
And Galungan is.
Galungan Day.
And what's
It's one of their religious day of that year.
To worship their gods.
Mhm.
Right? Yeah. And I think they do the same for burial ceremonies. Is that correct?
Yeah, but I'm not sure if they bring food offerings for that ceremonial.
Okay. So you've been to Bali. So how was it?
So in Bali, at their house, most of the houses have temples. So every morning they would pray in their temple, and in that temple there's always offering. In that offering there are always fruits or snacks, crackers, but most of the time it's flowers. So whenever you walk in Bali, you will smell flowers. I think most of the flowers is rose, so that's just common flowers in Indonesia. So rose is the common smell in Bali.
Wow. That sounds good to me. Alright, so that's a segue to our indigenous plants. So Indonesia has about 40,000 species of flowering plants and 5,000 orchid species. And these make up 11% of the world's plant species. And in this picture here is called Rafflesia arnoldi. Is the world's biggest flower.
The size of this flower is probably like 3 times of this TV. This TV is 55-inch, so 3 times will be big. You can probably sit in the flower.
So next is indigenous animals. This is a list of animals that are found only in Indonesia. And in this example, in this picture here is Komodo. They live in Komodo Island, so it's called Komodo dragon or king of lizard. And then this is Cendrawasih, bird of paradise. This is called Merak. This is called which one?
Anoa.
Or midget buffalo. And this one is Tarsius tarsier, and Tarsius is a very small animal.
Probably about your longest, your index finger.
Yes, but they have big eyes. And another is orangutan. You can see orangutan in the Smithsonian Zoo.
And also Sumatran tiger you can see in the Smithsonian Zoo too.
And then Javan rhinos are the ones.
One-tusk rhino.
One-tusk rhinos. And then fruits, we have durian. It's very smelly fruit, but it's like either you hate it or you like it type of fruit. So if you in transportation modes, for example, like trains or buses, you have no smoking zone. You can also have like no durian with like no smoking zone, but instead of smoke, it's instead of cigarette, it's durian. So that means you're not allowed to bring
smelly kinds.
Yeah, smelly things.
Not necessarily durian, but smelly kinds like stinky beans or something like that makes odor.
Other passengers, that will bother other passengers. And then this is called snake fruit because the outside looks like snake skin, but the inside is very smooth and a little bit crispy, right?
Yeah.
And then star fruit is this one, rambutan is this one, and rambut literally means hair, so it's hairy fruit. And then jackfruit, mangosteen is this one, duku langsat, and then sirsak. Some of these fruits you can find in international grocery stores here. They, I think, import them. So how does Indonesian food taste like? A lot of the ingredients are from coconut milk, cloves, nutmeg, kaffir lime leaves. Smells really good. Candle nut. Candle nut is what it makes the food thick and makes like curry consistency. And then lemongrass make it smell, make food smells good. Basil, ginger, turmeric, a lot of spices, chilies as well. So examples of food is rendang. It's beef caramelized curry. It's voted #1 in CNN's 2017 most delicious food. And then nasi goreng or fried rice, and that's also voted as CNN's 2017 most delicious food, but it's ranked #2. And then tempeh, and then tumpang. Tumpang is this one. It's yellow fried rice. So, and it's yellow fried rice. They usually use.
It's not fried rice. It's the yellow steamed rice.
Yes, yellow steamed rice. This is the fried rice, and usually it comes with fried egg, with satay. So it's meat on skewers, chicken, for example. And it has some chili sauces, condiments. And this is nasi campur. So it's white rice with, I'm hungry now. It's a potato fritter, usually potato with some beef fritter, for example. And then this is boiled egg with spicy sauce, rendang, if you can see. And this is crackers, and then this is
Tempeh.
yeah,
Tempeh with spicy sauce.
tempeh. This is chips.
Melinjo chips.
Right. So Indonesian food diet consists of rice for lunch and dinner.
Now, when we're talking about tempeh, tempeh is one of the protein source for your body, alternative of meat. So when you're vegetarian, you would eat tempeh if you want to make muscle instead of beef.
Because tempeh is from
Soybeans. Fermented soybeans.
Right.
In Indonesia, we usually ferment it with, and then we wrap it with banana leaf. That's how we get additional B12 vitamin. But in here, we wrap it with Ziploc, so no
It
B12.
loses,
Yeah, it
loses
loses
the vitamin.
yeah.
So the next topic is a snapshot of Indonesian language. So Indonesia uses A to Z letters, and you pronounce what you see. So for example, good morning, selamat pagi, hello, halo. It's similar. Thank you, terima kasih, you're welcome, kembali. Mr. Pak, so for example, Arya I would call Pak Arya.
If it's Ibu, I would
Mrs.
If Mrs. I would call Ibu, so Ibu Valentine.
And some interesting things about about Bahasa Indonesia is that it doesn't have gender. So unlike Spanish, for example, no gender, and the verb stays the same. So it doesn't conjugate by tenses or by person. So, for example, if you know the word for I, which is saya, or he or she, which is dia, it's the same. And then you know the verb for makan, to eat, makan, and as we saw earlier, fried rice, which is called nasi goreng. If you know all those three, you can say, for example, you wanted to say she ate fried rice yesterday. You would just add them all up. It would be saya. Oh, she is dia. So dia makan to eat nasi goreng yesterday, kemarin. Dia makan nasi goreng kemarin. If you want to say tomorrow, dia makan nasi goreng besok. Easy, right? So another interesting thing is that in plural form, you repeat it twice. You repeat the noun twice. So if you, let's say you don't know, or let's say you know the number of the noun, like one book or two book, it would still say the same because you know it's 2 or 3 or 4. But if you don't know how many, you would say it twice. So for example, you want to say, I read books. Saya to read membaca, and books or book in Indonesian is buku. So books become buku-buku. So if you want to say I read books, you would say saya membaca buku-buku. Easy, right? So now do you want to learn Indonesian language? Yeah. So the last thing is, if you would like to learn more about Indonesia, we found these 2 links to be very useful: Britannica Encyclopedia, and then CIA, the World Fact Book. They have some really good information. So that's all for our presentation. Hopefully you find this information useful.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for your attention. Bye-bye.
Bye.